Alright, so this is the first game of round 2 of Orange Crystal. We have Amadraccon and ri3muu. Amadraccon played Roy round 1, and ri3muu played Marth. And we went to Micaiah and Fur.
My Mad Raccoon's playing Micaiah and Remo's playing Fair.
Yeah, but ri3muu just seems to just like the plus 10 to everyone decks, considering Marth into this.
Mm-hmm. And I guess Raccoon just likes good old reliable good deck. Oh,
Uh, well, if you're taking a hit this early, that's not a good spot to be.
truly not. Especially since this Sphere likely has a Hero Emblem in hand and is stacking it like right now.
Yeah.
But we're not dead. Okay. So general game plans for Micaiah. Micaiah aims to promote at turn 3 and have a hand size of 4 or less so she can use her draw skill. Oh, that misses. Right? Wait, no, that hits. No, that misses. This
Yeah.
is 70. Fear's game plan is basically hit you in the face and you probably die. Good game plan.
I mean, it works. It makes sense for a Myrmidon. Go fast, go home.
And Micaiah squishy, so every single one cost in low cost card in the Sphere's deck will in fact hit the opponent.
Yeah.
There's Mirabolus.
And going right into Joshua Roy, one of the best turn twos you could probably get, just because, well, Josh was 60 days.
Joshua sends one. Why did he send two?
Yeah.
That is not Shannon.
Alright, I have to mess with my LACU window a little bit just so I can actually get text chat while recording, so this section will be a little scuffed.
That's how it be.
Yeah. There we go.
And is yeah, please. Okay, they're just gonna retake the turn due to a small error.
Yeah. Oh, wrong save.
Yeah, yeah, the opponent should have it. Raccoon
Yeah.
should have the save.
It's fine. It's whatever. They just decided to just go with it. And then plum, pop that, swing.
And the turn happens as it did
Yep.
last time.
Technical issues happen. Nothing we can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
It also makes the turn go real fast because everyone's just knowing exactly what they're doing. But yeah, for a general strategy for both of these is obviously Fur just punches face, as we said, and then Micaiah is just trying to dodge tank and get into main promo so she can just keep drawing cards. Micaiah really dislikes getting punched this much, this fast.
Mm-hmm. We have a decision though. Do we? Yeah, we still attack face. Yep.
Yeah. The objective is entirely go face with Fur. Make them burn all their dodges, make them have no Micaiahs left, other than, like, maybe main promo here. And just keep going. She's weak early. Punch her. Considering Rack took Orb first attack, I thought they were like completely dodgeless almost, and it was going to be very bad. But luckily for us, that was not the case. The question more is now, do they actually have made promo after dodging all that? Yes, they do. I figured since they did dodge with Shine, step 5 Micaiah, the backup promo. But yeah, this Micaiah is now just going to gain 30 attack, clear board, and draw cards since their hand is 4 or less.
Can you hover for our dear viewers just in case?
Bring up the English on Micaiah. Oh yeah.
Yep. Joy, a flying emblem, and that means that low cost did in fact hit. That's insanely good for them.
Yeah, except they did tap. I thought that, yeah, and they get the Micaiah move for free. I thought they tap move back there for a bit, but I guess they didn't.
They hit Jill 1, which gives flying emblem.
Yeah, I just thought they had tap move back before swinging, which Rack wouldn't do. But Rack did technically heal the wrong card, I think. If they had a Micaiah 3-2, that's the one you want to growth with, just because this one can be grabbed by Kurthnaga, and the 3-2 cannot.
Fun fact, there have been a lot of one-cost milled. Okay.
No pull?
Was that mill 4? Did they? I'm pretty sure they milled 5, whatever.
Elliewood, Peony, Garrick, Roy. Yeah, no, that's 4.
Oh, that is 4. Okay. Must have made a slight mistake.
You can't count, girl.
Do
I need to bring up the Who is Rosa, the 4?
Oh my god. Hey, I can count just fine, thank you. But yes, this is a good spot for our Micaiah player. They weathered most of the storm, and they seem to be mostly intact. And here's Soren.
Yep. The main issue for Micaiah is that she can still be hit by cost 1s, just because of attack emblem. They'll be hitting 80s pretty much, because 40 plus the 30 from the support plus the 10 from Fur, which means they're always just a threat. Micaiah can just die sometimes to cost 1 aggro. But Soren, that definitely misses. But Soren stopping the hand draw definitely helps for the most part. And with that attack missing as well, means they don't have to dodge an extra time, and they don't have to take an orb, which locks their hand out of drawing. And there we go.
One interesting thing about this matchup in particular is that if you run Matthew in your deck, which we have confirmed that the Sphere does, it will rarely prop because Micaiah, if it's working, will have around 5 cards in hand at most.
Yeah. You can't just flip all of them, draw a lot of cards. It's only a few. Just because Micaiah's dodge tank style that she's, well, forced to use. Once again, no pull as well, which means Soren is living. But right into a hero emblem.
Do we have the Micaiah dodge? Are we dead here?
I mean, Micaiah getting heroed is one of the early game choices that you usually do just to save. Like, you will throw away your bridge to make sure you don't get hero emblemed.
Oh, speaking of Matthew, it comes up.
It's a plus
but this
1.
Is fine.
They flipped
to
draw 1. They didn't have to flip. Oh no, they drew flip draw. Never mind, they did draw 2.
Yeah, flip 1, draw 2. Extremely good economy.
Yeah, I just thought they flipped 1, drew 1, and just completely just didn't do the first half.
Oh. No, fortunately not this time.
Yep. Alright.
Okay, what's our 25? Are we gonna see our good friend Jill deploy current?
Colorless Tiki? Plumeria.
Ooh.
Okay, so the Zephyr can do things.
Yep, Zephyr is live and thriving. Zephyr is probably Micaiah's biggest enemy as a card. As it's almost guaranteed that Micaiah would have cards in their hand.
Yeah, because of Micaiah's dodge tank style, she tries to keep a low hand, but she always wants to generally keep a Micaiah in hand just so you can dodge heroes and other things.
Ooh.
And Zephyr just ripping one out of hand. Yeah.
Jill hitting growth in Micaiah, which causes a draw because Micaiah's skill is automatic for growth.
Yep, because growth is usually a cost, or like has a cost itself. The assumption is that you don't want to pay twice.
Mm-hmm.
And so Micaiah gets to draw twice, once from her growth skill and once from Jill's growth skill.
Wait. Question is, when is Raccoon going to choose his target for Jill's skill?
Oh, for summoning, deploying a low cost 4 or lower Fang unit.
Well, there's one obvious target, but I don't know if he's running like backup text that we might have missed.
Unless he accidentally loaded his customs deck, I don't think that's a thing.
Probably not.
But no, you might. You generally just swing with Micaiah anyway first. Just to get rid of Garrick and make sure that he's dead, and then you can work on the other stuff.
Oh, wouldn't be abysmal actually.
It wouldn't. Dodging if you have it. No.
Ooh. Okay.
The issue with that is they can still deploy the Kurth and screw you over.
You selfed anyways. Goodbye. That's 3 of the best card in Fear's deck gone. For extra context, Fear is the Jill equivalent. Deploy a card that just more or less says you do a bunch of damage, win the game, pay taxes. You know, amazing card.
It's funny because I don't really like Garrick. He's flip 2 deploy 1 cost, where Jill is flip 2 deploy 4 cost. Granted, the 1 costs in purple are quite good. It's just yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, like you probably could infer, there's like one good Fang. So Jill Alpha is like one target.
There's a few other good ones. It's just some of the target the choices are just rough.
Yeah.
Because like.
Ooh, this is a rare card to see in Fear, by the way.
But it's backlined Roy, so they don't care about hitting the Soren at this point. They've given up on killing her or killing him.
Honestly, I agree with that. That game plan. To be fair.
Yep.
Ooh, are we stacking Matthew?
That would be a good choice. Stacking Ellie also works well, or stacking a fur and then using that skill. Oh, okay. Why didn't they use fur skill?
Good question. They could still like mill 2 and just drag up the Soren just for the fun of it. Maybe get a different emblem after the deck reset. Maybe Matthew or something else.
Just because at that point you've guaranteed the fur. Obviously, because you just stacked it. No, fur is only pull, it's not push as well. Because it's going to be like, if it's push, you really should have done that better, but all works out.
The only thing bad about Micaiah in this situation is that she has like no cards to deploy, because all the cards that she ever wants to deploy are currently on the field.
I mean,
which means you're in a very good spot.
They're running Tiki 5. There's still Plumeria, which stops stuff like Roy. You're just not deploying Yune. And that's pretty much the main thing.
Context for the field. Yune is one of the few board wipes in the game, and it's the best one because it also gives your MC +6 plus 30 defense. The only thing bad about it is that she's a 6 cost.
And that she hits your own board. Most board wipes that are in green, since green does have like five or six, usually do not hit your own board. Cause yeah,
Right.
this one
The
is
only
literally
trade-off
just
for
a
those
stall
cards,
turn card.
yeah, the trade-off is generally that you would have to keep in mind of their own specific conditions, because not it's not for free.
It's a high deployment cost, and it pops your own board. That
But yeah, I mean like the
yeah.
other one.
Oh yeah. All right. Jill's hitting, which means
Ooh,
Micaiah's
that's a
drawing.
draw. Oh, this is Ooze advantage. This is Micaiah at her best.
Yeah. If Jill can hit things, Micaiah's hand is infinite.
Yup. Only thing that could really mess up Micaiah's position right now is exactly Zephyr.
Yeah. And even then, in this spot, I don't think they're actually too afraid of Zephyr.
Yeah, they wouldn't be dead on board, which is great. They could like weather the storm, force Fear to flip a bunch of bonds that they can't really easily get back. And as was stated earlier, if you're good if you're at like 5 cards in hand as Micaiah, you are winning probably.
Yep.
But we're almost at deck reset, which is at Micaiah's lowest point as an MC. So
But that's usually
what
not too...
Raccoon?
The deck reset is going to be pretty much on first turn. So Fur's going to load up the deck with everything.
Mm-hmm. So Fair would have to be careful to attacking Micaiah herself, because one of the main ways to counterplay Micaiah is to force them to have no Micaiahs on the deck reset, so they can't draw cards freely.
Yeah. But
And
with a
I'll
board this
like
big, you're going to hit 3 supports. Also, if they swing Micaiah, she can obviously just dodge and just rig the deck reset to immediately refill. It's unless you can reset after all your attacks, it's usually not worth it to reset. And stuff like Rhea is just straight up too expensive to ever be good against Micaiah. You need like Sias, who is a yellow card that is obviously not in this, that just has an activatable to reset your opponent's retreat.
Okay, Raccoon did an interesting play by not attacking with his last card to like dodge the deck reset, but I'm not sure if I agree with that.
And we go into another Roy. It's just a different art. But they got the Matthew.
Ooh. Yup, that is.
One draw for free. 2. 3. They can draw one more. Okay, that means even if they get a Matthew again, they cannot draw with it.
Oh, well, yes, they can.
Soren.
Well, Raccoon will dodge this. So, they could like get the free draw.
No, Soren caps their hand at 4.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah,
that is very true.
If this was a Matthew, they could not draw, but it's not, so not a huge deal. Also, now because all of the bonds are flipped, it is no longer Zephylable. And see, they just dodged the attack that resets the deck, and Micaiah's fine. What?
Mm-hmm.
And, yep. Someone said something. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, they couldn't draw with Roy. Forgot about that one.
Yeah, they couldn't end up turn draw, so they technically did waste a bond.
Yep. 100% unless they plan to crit with Fur, which you should never really need to do. Yeah, now they would remove wasted bond on accident. And they would have still had Zephyl pressure, just because bond that turn, played the Zephyl, spin 2. Or spin 1. This is very much looking like Micaiah favored just because of how everything is. Yep, bonding the Veronica, because so far they have yet to deploy anything by skill, and have yet to... Actually, no, Garrick. It's a Garrick. It could work against Garrick. That's about it.
Yeah, it works pretty well versus Garrick, but at this point, there's no skill flipping happening for Fear right now, so it's a safe card to bond.
Yep.
We know that there is a Jill 5 in Raccoon's hand. Oh, that's one of their best deploys at this point, actually.
They're running both Tiki 5s. Both colorless Tiki 5s. Interesting.
To be fair, yeah, it's interesting, but it would be ridiculous not to run this one since it grabs a bond.
Yeah. Since
If we saw it auto.
Since Micaiah is just dodge tanking, you're going long anyway. You're going to reach a lot of bonds. Eventually, you're going to want to start drawing some back. And this Tiki just lets you grab any card from bonds and add it to hand. Alright. Rack is going for game.
Why did he do that, actually? I guess...
He's going to try and kill this turn. That's the only logical reason. Either that or he's an idiot.
Yeah, but we can confirm that there's no other Micaiahs in retreat, so I guess he didn't need to do that at right now. I guess he can crit a line, which is...
He can still attack with everything else, and Micaiah can always just crit and then draw with her own skill after her own crit. Like, Micaiah is the least of your worries. You swing with her last. For the most part. Oh, no. Swing with her first. I'm going to crit, I'm going to assume. And that's probably one of the worst cards to show up here. Because Kurth can heal it, and then you have a Tiki crit. Or you just flip one with Tiki anyway.
What? Well, we're fine, I suppose.
Yep, there's the Micaiah growth to draw one.
Bear in mind, like, at this point, we're actually in danger of running out of Micaiahs.
No, I don't think it's going to matter. They're going for blood here.
Yeah. There's no way for them to draw, and clearly no fears in hand. We'd be starting to dodge by now.
60, 70, 80.
Do we have a Soren
doesn't
crit?
hit. No Soren crit. Tiki
Alright,
can flip
Tiki will
one.
fit
Yep.
to double her attack.
And
no dodging!
Furs. There was the Zephiel. But yeah,
Ouch.
The worst thing there was the Matthew not stopping the Roy from drawing. Granted, it didn't matter too much because, well, they died the next turn, but...
Yeah, they're on board regardless, unfortunately. But there's one silver lining right now is that Fear's able to go first, and this is probably gonna be a wash. This is a very swingy matchup.
Yeah. Do you got anything? The hand must be weird.
4-1?
Into self. Okay.
That's fine. Not great, but it's fine.
Also, Rack is not running Moralibus, so he is very weak to Zephiel. Peony is the only thing that can stop it.
That still hits.
Yep. Roy gains +10 on attack if supported by a purple. That's 60 v 60. There he goes. He takes it.
Okay, we're low on Micaiahs.
Yes. Or they only had Bridge in main promo and didn't want to throw away Bridge while against an aggro MC. Because turn 2, your choices are pretty much Plumeria or Bridge. Bridge is better. I would say Bridge is okay. They do not have. They might only have main promo in hand then.
But the only thing bad about Bridge in this case is that, is that since you're going second, instead of like deploying like all the one costs, which can also hit Bridge, by the way. Bridge is only 50.
Yeah. It was just more Bridge can kill Roy, and then you can save Plumeria for later, while also maybe saving yourself from getting hit. But
Yeah.
dodging with
Okay.
main promo. Okay, they must have another one, you would think.
Yeah, that simply means they have another.
Look, I've
And
seen.
if they have another, then this is perfect. This is
Yep.
perfectly in position.
Yep. Low hand. Got Micaiah can start dodge. She done her dodge taking, and now she's gonna start drawing a lot of cards. Fur was not able to be aggressive enough to get those hits. 60 support helps though.
Okay, are we going to see our good friend Garrick make a guest star appearance?
Yeah, Garrick has good turn 4, and then if they can, Zephyl turn 5. No, they can't because they need to kill the Plumeria.
Fortunately, Fear has a
Joshing
skill where,
first.
yeah. Oh,
Swinging. Okay,
that
so,
misses.
yeah, what Rosa was trying to say before I accidentally cut her off was Fur has the ability to pull enemies in the backline by revealing top cards of her own deck, and if they are furred, you can pull enemies. So usually you just pull the backline and then get your cost once to just clear it. But they must not have Zephyl or Eliwood in their hand. Or Roy. You would assume. 50, 60, 70, 80. No move.
No
They're
move.
leaving Plumeria in the backline.
I'd move it out of spite, honestly. Make Micaiah do the 50-50 of attack or tap me back.
Yeah. Like the only fear of it is does Micaiah hide behind it, but at the same time, who cares? You want it dead. It can stomp your Zephyl. It's very odd.
Well, I'm sure ri3muu has a plan. He seems to be basing his play around Roy 5x more than Zephyl, which I'm not sure how that would work out for this matchup, but
yeah, Zephyl is
whatever works.
definitely the more impactful card in this matchup. And,
right.
Yeah. And this was also one of the few times you see people not go into bridge, because your Fur was just trying to punch Micaiah as fast as possible. Sadly, it didn't really work out too well, but the intention was there.
Unfortunately, Raccoon's at a solid 3 orbs, which means this is going to be pretty uphill.
Yep.
And, yeah.
Oh, Soren's out again, yeah. That's not good for Fur, whose board is entirely going to get cleaned up now.
Can Plumeria get lucky?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Plumeria attacks first, just in case. Elves.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, we're not entertaining the RNG.
Yeah, probably they just want Al dead, and they don't want to hit Fur. But, yeah, that's all I could say. Question is,
interesting. Like, if you hit Fur, like, it's fine. You have Soren on the field.
Yes. Actually, yeah, their hand is 3. They're still drawing 1. They're not actually affected by the Soren yet, so hitting them would be the better play, just because that does just make them go minus. They don't get the draw. Or I guess they could dodge, but ew.
I mean, if they dodge, I mean, they're deprived of cards, and we like that here. But yeah, here's Garrick. Garrick's about to find... That's probably was a card off the top. Probably Josh... Oh, was Al coming down?
I mean, Al's a 50. He's perfectly fine at this.
Yeah, he does perfectly well in killing just about anything on this field. But I'm surprised we didn't see Joshua. I'm pretty sure it was Mills, but
yeah, Joshua.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, Joshua's just straight up the better option. Would agree. Oh, that is a 50 support, or 60.
It's clean.
Yeah.
It still hits clean. Garrick.
Yep, Garrick buff. Able to make it so selfs hit Micaiah. Everything just hits her.
Okay, so this is the state of on the board for poor Micaiah.
Yeah. She stopped dodging. She started taking hits, and now her hand is 7. So now she's not going to be able to draw using her skill. So she is now in a rough spot. Because a little bit more pressure, if she has to take another orb with the next hit, you'll just not be able to draw with her, and that's what you need to do.
There is one specific way for you to draw in this situation as Micaiah, which is bond a card, play a card, then Soren spin a card if you have a
Yes.
Soren in already.
Or crit with Plumeria. At any rate,
Right.
it's not super likely, and yeah. Okay, we're getting back Kurth.
Mm-hmm. But either way, if what we said happens, is Fear Beam is still a good spot here.
This is in no way a done deal for Fur just because Micaiah can hide behind the walls. And then if Fur misses the pull.
Raccoon is thinking about something.
Yeah. My guess would be debating on if you get Micaiah to attack Garrick or do you just trust Jill and stuff. And if you should crit with something or Soren spin for that draw. It just solely depends on how many Micaiahs Amadraccon still has. Oh,
that misses altogether.
Yeah,
will Jill crit?
Yeah, this is where a crit for Jill would be really... Yep, there you go. You want to crit that because Garrick is the most important thing. And that triggers Micaiah draw, so you still draw from the Jill attack. Micaiah isn't plus 30 or hasn't used her skill, so if Plumeria crits, Soren uses spin, you can draw again with Micaiah using her skill. So yeah, that crit was just a Jill for a random card, and you killed Garrick. Best value you can be. And there's Soren spin. They either top decked it from the Jill draw, or they had it in the hand the entire time and were just waiting. Which is odd that they didn't do that first before Jill attack, but hey, it is what it is.
The one interesting thing about the spin is like, okay, so we know that Garrick was probably the card they drew because Garrick is such a good card you'd play on turn 4, but they played on turn 5. So they probably just got the card. So we knew there's no dodge, so he probably just decided to say, hey, I can probably hit this thing, take the gamble, and he paid off. Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And healing a dodge. So yeah, they might have done the Jill crit specifically to rotate out a Jill and get a mystery card. Because if their hand is just no Micaiahs, you don't need the Jill. You're more afraid of... You're fine with everything in your front line dying. You're fine with them getting hit. The only thing you're really afraid of is fur pull into death. So healing an extra Micaiah or going for the mystery card makes sense.
Ooh,
sadly, they
cannot be played.
Yeah, because Plumeria's on the board, Eliwood cannot be played, which means that is technically a punishment from like turn 1 or 2 when they did not pull the Plumeria earlier.
That is 5 cards milled.
Yeah. And they missed it.
I believe there's like a Matthew left and 9 cards. We can like draw our way back into the game.
Attacking Kurth first. Usually not what you do because Jill is 60 on defense, Kurth is 80. So it's usually always better to attack Jill. Also because Jill has the bigger supports for Kurth than Kurth does for Jill.
Right, and if you clear Kurth and don't clear Jill, Jill will just summon Kurth Naga again.
It's a flip too, so it is expensive, but yes. Micaiah is just such an efficient card that you just can afford it always, pretty much.
Yep.
But
Also, I noticed. Have you noticed that this Michaelis is not running any Ikes?
I don't see too many that are actually running 22.
It's interesting. That means they're just more low to the ground and traded it for Soren ones, which I guess is fair.
Yeah. Like, as much as the Ikes are nice, they're much better in Sonic-y or, like, Sigrun. Because they're way more consistent at getting units out. Because half the time you're Jill Kurthing is you're just stuck in the Jill Kurth Micaiah loop. Of Micaiah drawing cards, Jill showing up, deploying Kurth, and then both of them die. And then you just heal them out in some way again.
That is true. I'm not used to seeing Jill stick around for multiple turns, to be fair.
Neither with Soren or Kurth, usually. Most of these units are heavy targets to kill immediately. Like, this is a very big board state for Micaiah. And is the danger of just doing the swing face always. Because, well, your opponent gets cards, they play cards, and then those cards stick around a lot longer than they usually do.
Yep. The privilege of being a high tier, I suppose. Oh, we growing through that method.
I mean, if they crit with Kurth or Soren spin, they can still growth with normal Micaiah. And then it just makes that skill very free.
Yep. I'm gonna wait to like 1-for-1 trade every turn. Putting like garbage in your opponent's deck, known as Al1 in this case. Ooh, Fade Emblem. A rare one, but a welcome one. Get to see an extra card, able to stack the deck. Okay, so.
Alright, yep.
So the plan is definitely use Soren, spin Al, then use Tiki, heal back the Soren you flip face down, so you have more ammo for next turn.
Yes. Soren spin, Micaiah draw, Tiki draw, whatever you want. Honestly, I'd say, unless their hand is actually still no Micaiahs, they're in a very good spot. But their hand should definitely have, like...
At least one, because I think we confirmed it.
Oh, we did from the Kurthiel, yeah. So there's one minimum. Messed up timing. No, you didn't. Not really.
Well, he can't do both the draw and the heal, which I assume he wants to do both.
Oh, yes. Yep.
So he'd have to settle for the draw and hope he mills something he wants to heal.
Yeah. Yeah, just because that deck reset at 1 means that if he was to heal with, if he was to draw with Micaiah, there'd be nothing in his retreat for Kurth to grab. Or if he does the Kurth thing, there is too many cards in hand that Micaiah can't draw. And they're going for the Kurth heal. They want that specific card.
I suppose if they did, if they wanted to do the stuff that they did, they could have just waited on Tiki's attack to do both things.
Yes, they just didn't need to attack with Tiki there that fast. Do the Jill, set up the Micaiah, then get Kurth to heal, and you get everything you need. It's just because they did that Tiki attack a little earlier than they really should have. Okay. They flipped one bond face down, then flipped it face up, and declined to use Kurth's skill. And instead decided to use the Micaiah skill. Granted, they might have been counting cards and knew exactly what was in deck. And as it turns out, it doesn't matter. If you were planning to heal Micaiah, unpunished. If you're planning to growth with Micaiah, unpunished.
Sometimes skilled players are simply better at the game.
Yeah. Sometimes skilled players are simply better. It's just the question of, was Micaiah the plan to heal? And it looks like it's good enough. Was it the one that they actually wanted? Who knows? But Micaiah's now up to a 7 hand.
Soren don't draw.
Yep.
Yikes.
Hey.
Perfect set. It's interesting. I've rarely seen Soren stick around for so long to matter in someone's turns, because he's usually like target number 1.
Yeah, Soren is one of the most hated tech cards by far.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
No, you reveal as much as possible.
Yeah.
Just reveal 2.
You reveal whole deck.
Ran into that one a little too much. So yes, so as skill like clear, you reveal as much as you can, and it's enough.
The reason why is because it says reveal from deck. They are still in your deck. Your deck is not 0, it does not reset. Only at the end of the skill does it technically say, and send to the retreat area. At that point, is your deck empty? At that point, deck reset happens. And Cypher is a complete as much of the skill as possible. So in this case, reveal 4. Okay, you revealed as much as possible. Do whatever prefer. Send cards to retreat. Yeah. So that's the reasoning, and like the ruling is they're still in your deck. But they do have Micaiah access. The issue is they're at 7 cards, and we know that there's 2 Micaiahs in that hand.
Yeah, they're absolutely not dying.
And a double miss for Fur.
Well, we could pull. Okay, we could definitely pull Soren.
Yep, but we know Kurth has a dodge. We know Micaiah has 2 dodges.
Yeah, Micaiah has not been mortifying, basically. That hits though.
Yep, that hits. And taking an orb.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, probably just going for more damage, and considering you think you're gonna win this next turn because, well, look at the board, and you don't have to worry about Zephiel. You might as well take the thing, just get more crits aligned, maybe.
Mm-hmm. However, you probably need to get rid of Elliewood with like Soren or something, because that guy is buffing fear.
Yep. Also, Kurth is technically plus 30 here because Tiki.
Right. Tiki is also a 5 cost.
Yep.
Does this deck have any other deploys?
Yoon?
Yeah?
Plumeria.
Okay.
So, like, the Plumeria is the good deploy. But considering they're now class-changing Micaiahs, honestly, if you go Shine here, that's not the worst idea. Go back down to set 5 Micaiah to buff everyone else. Instead, we're double class-changing into set 22. into flip 1 to heal a Jill. Okay.
Good game.
Yep.
Good game.
Nothing Fur can do in this situation. There's just too many units on board, and yeah, everything has at least one crit pretty much, and there's another clue area. Yeah. As soon as Micaiah was able to stabilize and start drawing cards, there's nothing Fur can really do consistently. You can't chew through that many dodges. But
Yep, we saw the perfect Micaiah game.
Yep, pretty much. Anyway, and